Hello and welcome to another episode of the ReUp. My name is Jason Delgado. We're back at it, baby. Hope everything's working sound and video quality bananas. But thank you for joining me. This is the ReUp. I'm a stand-up comic out in LA, aspiring to go from the day job into the dream job of worldwide stardom and comedy fame. But these are the adventures along the way. So thank you for joining me. Welcome. Lots of fun stuff to discuss this week. I saw Dune. Boom. Yes, it was an amazing experience, I gotta say. I thought Dune was probably one of the best sci-fi movies I've seen in the last 5 years. Definitely the best movie I've seen all year. Incredible. I just loved how it took its time. It really sort of made you feel like you were enjoying the movie, but also that the movie wasn't rushing you. Like, it felt like it was moving at a fast pace, and it was, filled with kind of names and places and stuff like that. But there's just this general vibe of like realism and cool and heavy lifting done by that Timothy Chalamet. I gotta tell you, that kid's got gravitas. I've never seen anything with him. I'm not gonna watch that movie about the gay teacher stuff. I just feel it's a little bit not my ballpark as far as like a movie I'm gonna sit 2 hours of my life to watch. But the man's got gravitas, man. He's got power. When he speaks, you feel like he's authentic. Great acting chops. The Jason Momoa showed up. The Jason Momoa. And just great acting all around. The story was great. The graphics were great. It was a great experience. I cannot lie. I definitely highly recommend Dune. It was slow paced, and it did have things that were just sort of like, meant to be a bit aggrandizing, but I really enjoyed how it did its thing. When it was cool, it was cool. Didn't overstay its welcome. Wasn't gross. Like, I remember the original Dune being just gross. And this was just clean, cool sci-fi. And I really appreciated it. So I cannot stress enough, if you have the time, the means, and the energy for sci-fi banana, Dune. Highly recommend it. Things I don't highly recommend are following Aaron Rodgers. Look, I don't like to get into political stuff. Believe what you believe about getting vaccinated or not vaccinated. For those who don't know, Aaron Rodgers is a football man, person, player thing. And Aaron Rodgers is first and foremost a human being, damn it. And he is a football player for the Green Bay Packers. And the big news this week was he told everybody, I guess, in Green Bay and in the NFL that he was immunized, but he actually is not vaccinated. So he wound up getting COVID. And now everybody's like, well, why was he without a mask? Why was he with everybody else? Why wasn't he quarantined with the people who weren't vaxxed? And he was just like, I read the research and I looked up papers in Kalamazoo. Did you know the studies they did in Kalamazoo? You should never be vaccinated for anything. They say that in Kalamazoo. And it's like, my man, what are you doing, bro? Like, this fall from grace, because he's this great, he's kind of the anti-hero because he's kind of a little bit of a bad boy, but then he like hosts Jeopardy. He's crushing on the field, but he's hanging out with Miles Teller and people. I gotta watch how people hang out with that Miles Teller, man. I've always had a feeling about him. Loved him in Whiplash, but everything else I've always been a little bit like, I'm nonplussed. I don't trust you, Miles. But so he's hanging out with, I guess his fiance now is very, very anti-vax in certain degrees. And look, whatever you believe, Politico or not, but you can't lie to the NFL. If you want to do the non-vax full banana, you just got to say, I'm not getting vaxxed. I don't believe in that stuff. I'll wear the mask and do the protocol so I can collect my $40 million a year or whatever. But I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, I'm immunized, and like lie to people and put people's lives in danger. You know what I mean? Sorry, but people die from this stuff, whether you like it or not. COVID kills people, whether you disagree with it or not. It's happening. So this idea that he would do that is just... I think the reason I'm ranting on it is just because I just felt, man, what a fall from grace, dude. You're crushing it in all these aspects of life, man. You got a State Farm contract. You know what I mean? You're living the dream, dude. You're playing, you're in love, you're crushing on the field, crushing off the field, got contracts with all these, different sponsors, and then you're just going to go and lie about this thing that you're supposed to be standing on the soapbox about. Did you know that in Kalamazoo, the research? I'm like, dude, take it or don't take it, but don't lie about it. It bothered me. He's supposed to be my hero. I don't know. I like the dude. I got a friend from Wisconsin, and we're kind of close friends, and so it was a real shame. It was a real shame to see this guy who's kind of like that rogue gunslinger, cool quarterback, just sort of eat it. You know what I mean? Tom Brady would do anything. He would do anything to win. And I think that as much as people might like hate him or hate his sort of drive to win or have like problems with him being such a champion or whatever, the dude got his backs. And I would believe, no matter what, he would do it or not do it. And I think that, being of your word has a lot of importance. And so it really bothered me, that Aaron Rodgers story. I was very disappointed in him. I had a sake the other night. For those who don't know, sake is, I believe, a rice wine. Wikipedia, I'm sure they know better. But I normally get sushi, whenever I'm at a sushi place. But sake I never really get too much into. The one thing I do like about sake is that there's a tradition in sake where you never pour your own sake. Someone pours a sake for you, and then if they're drinking, you pour their sake. But you never pour your own, which I think is nice because you're drinking with people. Everybody can kind of pour each other's sake. When someone wants to have a drink, you all got to keep up that same level. Like, maybe we had too many pours. But I just like that there's this sort of togetherness when it comes to the drinking of sake that I did not know. But when I went to this nice sushi place, I thought, hey, it's the holidays, maybe treat yourself to a little sake. So I went and I got what I thought was a reasonable bottle of sake. And this appeared in an entire ceremony. I could not believe it. This thing came in a box, and then they unsheathed the box, and then they put it in like a glass ice container. Then they sealed the cork that they popped the sake with, and they sealed it, and they gave it to me. I was so impressed. I was like, dude, you gotta get sake. Wine is for suckers. I don't want to smell the cork. I want to open the box. I want to be given some. I want to take something home with me. Champagne, they pop it and they run. This was a whole unboxing. I felt like I was watching a YouTube video. It was a very beautiful ceremony. I loved how the whole thing sort of came together with a presentation. And then at the end, the sake was delicious. Didn't get to keep the box, which is a little shame. But I did keep the cork, and it has like a gold lining. Anyway, sake's cool is what I'm trying to say. I'm learning adult things. And the new adult thing I learned today, or actually a couple days ago, was sake is cool. Very, very great experience having sushi and sake. And I never did that before. I was like, oh my goodness. Is all sake like this? They're like, no, only the special ones. So I was like, oh, I'm only getting special sake from now on. I just ruined my budget. But super fun, great experience. It was kind of nice to go out and get myself a little treat, seem a new thing to have to spend money on. Why? This is why I don't get designer jeans, because I know as soon as I get nice jeans, I'm going to be like, I'm married to these. Never again will I get $20 jeans. But anyway, we've been rambling enough. This has been a very, very fun episode. I hope that you enjoyed it. My name is Jason Delgado. Please follow me on Instagram, Jason Delgado Comedy, funny videos. I'll be performing a show this Saturday at Baja's Grill. Great lineup, really fun. Next week, I'll be doing a roast battle at the world famous Comedy Store with Paul Green. That will be a lot of fun. Tickets are information is all funnydelgado.com. That's funnydelgado.com. Thank you for joining me. This has been so much fun. This has been the ReUp. We will see you on the next one.